I think that these five are the most important things when it comes to living a more healthier, fulfilling life and having a good mental and physical health. And these are your diet, sleep, exercise, social connections, and getting sunlight and being in nature. And these are just essential. I think everyone should do these because you can't take one of them out. If you want to live a healthier life, you got to have all of these five in order. If you don't sleep enough, you'll feel like shit. If you don't exercise, you'll feel like shit. If you put shit into your body, you'll feel like shit. If you don't if you don't focus on one of these, everything in your life will become worse. And I'm not saying that just to make the video more engaging or more shocking, no. I'm being real, I'm being honest. Really, I cannot stress this enough, just how important these fives are. To get enough sleep, to have a good diet, to exercise, to be around people, to get sunlight and be in nature. I think everyone should focus on these. And why I'm making this video is to hopefully help you level up one of these areas of your life. Because, to be honest, I wish someone would have told me this earlier. I wish there was someone who would have told me, look out for your diet, have enough sleep, because it has such a crazy influence on everything that you do in your life. So hopefully I can be that someone for you. Now first let's talk about diet. And let me tell you my story with dieting. I remember when I was in school, I used to come home from school and take this whole bag of chips, half a liter of Pepsi, almost every single day. Sit down, watch a Minecraft video and eat that. Almost every single day, watching some Minecraft video, eating a whole bag of chips and drinking half a liter. I think it was Pepsi Twist. I love that Pepsi Twist. But to be honest, that was very fun. I loved watching those Minecraft videos, man. I don't know if you know this YouTuber like Sunday. I used to watch him. Man, I loved it. And also like popular MMOs or something like that. I loved it. And to be honest, if I didn't do that, if I wouldn't have watched those videos, I probably wouldn't be here right now talking to you. Because that's how I learned English. Like they are sitting me like 12 years old. I didn't even know how old I was. I didn't understand shit. I didn't understand what they were talking about. I was just watching them play Minecraft. But somehow I picked up on the words and somehow I learned the language. It's so interesting. But I'm actually grateful for that. That's how I learned English, and it was just so fun. It's such a good memory. Now, of course, eating a whole bag of chips and half a liter of Pepsi every single day, what do you think happened to me? What do you think happened? I got fat, and I was feeling like shit. No wonder. I had this like double chin. I was like fat, feeling like shit. And I only started taking my diet more seriously about a year ago. And when I did, I realized the huge difference it makes having a good diet. Like I feel so much better compared to times when I had a shit diet. So much better. And nowadays I eat twice a day if you're interested. I eat twice a day. For breakfast I usually eat eggs, meat, ham, peppers, onions, feta, zakuska. I will put a picture here. It's like this traditional food, very good. You put it on bread. Also vinette or how do you call it in English? Eggplant, like mushed together, very great. And for second meal, it varies a lot. Sometimes meat with rice, sweet potatoes, sometimes some soup. It truly varies a lot. Because why not? Variety is the spice of life. And if you're interested why I eat twice a day, I made a full video about that. I'll leave a link in the description. I think it's called Why I Eat Twice a Day. It's about intermittent fasting because it's not just what you eat, but when you eat it. And being honest, I'm not that strict with my diet like that. Like sometimes I do eat something past my second meal. For example, yesterday I was at my grandma's and she made some like very good, these like small little what are they called? I don't know. It's like made out of dough. And I put some jam on it. It was so good. I traded like not eating twice a day and eating that for the memory and experience of eating that with my grandma. I think that's worth the trade, I think. You can go and watch that video if you want to, but the basic rule is to not eat shit food. Cut out all the junk food, all the fast food, all the sugary drinks, all the ultra processed foods wrapped in a bunch of plastic, all the seed oils, all of that. Cut it out. I mean, those are basically poison for you, to be honest. Like, I don't know, how are people eating those things? How is someone like taking like a 2-liter Coke off the shelves and thinking, yeah, this is good for me? I mean, it's either they just don't know how bad it is for their health, or they just don't care. Like, I'm not sure, but most of the food today is pretty bad. Now, what could you do to actually improve your diet? Well, here are a couple of things that I wrote down. Cut out all the bullshit food from your diet, as we said, obviously. Cut it out. Now, a thing that could help with your willpower to cut it out, to not eat it even when you want to, is this willpower training exercise that I like, is to take your favorite snack, whatever it might be, cheesecake, put it in front of you and just stare at it. Just stare at that cheesecake or whatever your favorite snack might be, and like just feel how much you want to eat it and how chained you are by that food, and train your willpower like that, because it can be trained. Another thing that can help is visualization. Visualizing in your mind someone offering you that food and you resisting it, or you sitting in front of that food and not eating it. Just visualizing that can actually help a lot. Replaying that 100 times in your mind. Now, another very important thing is that the point of dieting is not to go on a diet for like 3 months and then that's it. The point of a diet is, what could you eat for the rest of your life? Because if you go on a diet for 3 months, you'll probably go back to your normal shit diet after that. The point is, what could you eat for the rest of your life that you're good with? Thinking in the long term. Now, another thing that I recommend is intermittent fasting. Eating like once or twice a day. I mean, once is pretty crazy, but eating like twice a day, it works for me. I love it. You can also try it. You can watch my video, link in the description. Or another thing that I recommend is to just explore, to experiment, to do some research for yourself. Because the foods that work for me might not work for you. You might react to it a completely different way. So what I recommend is to do some research, find out about things. And if you're interested, here's a great list about the food that increase and decrease your testosterone. I think that this is a pretty legit list, so you can take some inspiration from this list also. And another great tip that I have for you regarding diet is, how do you feel after eating? How do you feel after eating that thing? Do you feel like that you just want to lay around and do nothing? Do you feel like that there's fog in your brain? Or do you feel energized? Do you feel neutral? Do you feel great after that? That can actually tell a lot about the food that you just ate. So pay attention to what your body is telling you. Now next, let's talk about sleep. And you probably already know just how important it is, so I won't spend that much time on it, but really can't stress it enough. Sleep is very important. It's essential. If you don't sleep enough, everything in your life will become worse. Your mental health, your focus, your decision making, everything. And you probably know this also when you didn't sleep enough and you were sleep deprived. You probably know this. And now here's my advice on what helped me to improve my sleep. First, sleeping at the same time and waking up at the same time every single day. And the reason why this helps, because we have inside of us this kind of like internal clock called the circadian rhythm, which regulates when we go to sleep, when our body gets like sleepy, and when it gets ready to wake up because it's the morning. And if that system is messed up and all over the place, that's why you're energized when you want to go to sleep and you can't go to sleep, when you wake up and you feel tired. And the best way to fix that is to wake up and go to sleep at the same time every single day. So that's a great thing that can help. Another thing that helped me is stretching and doing a quick breathing exercise before sleeping. This actually helped me a lot with going to sleep. So basically I do some stretches before I go to sleep, and also I do this like quick breathing exercise where I just breathe through my nose or through my mouth for 30 times. Push all the air out, almost all the air out. hold, and then just go to sleep after that. Basically, here's what it looks like. I start breathing like this. Or through my mouth. Do this for like 30 times. And then on the last breath, I do this. And then just hold. Get the air out, hold. Go into meditation and then just go to sleep after that. And that's it. And that can actually help a lot to go to sleep. Now another thing that could help is peeing before going to sleep. I do this every night. Before I go to bed, I go to the bathroom and I take a piss so that I won't have to wake up in the middle of the night to take a piss. So this can also help a lot. And also, no bright lights before you go to sleep for about an hour. Another thing is not using your phone before you go to bed. Especially don't bring your phone with you to bed and scroll before you go to sleep. That is just awful for your health. Like, I think it was shown by like some studies that scrolling in dark in your bed past 10 p.m. like increases your chances of being depressed like by a bunch if you do it consistently. So just don't bring your phone to your bed. It's that simple. When you go to sleep, just sleep. Don't start scrolling, like, come on. Now, another thing that could help is sleeping in colder temperatures. And the way I do this is, before I go to sleep, I open my window for like a minute and let some cold air in. Another thing that could help is taking a cold shower before going to sleep. I heard some people talking about this and I tried it, and it does actually help. I don't do this very often, but you can try it. It can actually help. I did try it once and it did help. It was a great. I fell asleep very easily. So you can also try that. If you want to know more about sleep, you can go on YouTube and search for Andrew Huberman's podcasts on sleep. He makes great videos. I highly recommend it. Next, let's talk about exercising. But first, let me tell you my story about how I realized just how important exercising is. First, I used to go to the gym, but for whatever reason, a couple of months ago, I stopped going to the gym and I just stopped exercising as much. And mostly because I started going to university and I didn't carve out time for exercising. And then one day, after not exercising for a couple of months, we had this like football match with my classmates. And I got super tired there. Like, I really pushed myself to the limit. And after that football match, like, it felt like I just smoked weed. Like, it felt like I was high, like I took some kind of drug. Because I just haven't experienced being that tired and exhausting myself for so long. I forgot how it feels and just how important it is. Like, truly, I felt so great after that football match. And that's when I realized, okay, I gotta start exercising again. Like, this is not good. Like, I got to start getting sweaty. So after that experience, like, truly, it felt like I just smoked a joint before that. And after that, I took my exercising more seriously, and nowadays, I do some exercising every single day in the morning, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes of exercise, push-ups, like all sorts of stuff here in my room. And then I also go climbing like 3 times a week, something like that. And I did notice that exercising does help a lot. It makes me feel a lot better. Like, it just feels good when I come home after a great climbing session and I'm just so tired, and I feel awesome. Now, what I recommend for you is to exercise at least 3 times a week. I think that's the minimum, 3 times a week. And what I also recommend is doing some like hard exercises, but not just physically hard, but like mentally hard also. Like doing a bunch of push-ups or running or things like that. The point is to push yourself to the limit at least once a week. I think that is just great to train you not physically but also mentally. And another great tip I have is to do something that you actually enjoy. Go swimming, go cycling. For most of the people, it's going to the gym, because there's also like a lot of people around. It's fun, it's great. For most people, it's going to the gym. It was also going to the gym for me for a very long time. Now it's climbing for me. You can also go climbing. You can go hiking, running, cycling, playing some kind of sports, whatever. Because it won't be like a burdensome task when you actually enjoy doing that exercise. The point is to just get sweaty. That's it. To get tired and to get sweaty. So if you don't exercise that much per week, I highly recommend doing some kind of exercise. Whatever, get sweaty. Next, let's talk about social connections. And I think that this is probably like the most important thing in life. The people that you have around you and the impact that you have. And I think that this is actually the area that I could improve in. Being more social and more improving my relationships. Now first, let's talk about friends. And let me ask you this question. Are your friends good people? And if you didn't answer this like immediately with yes, then they are probably not. And I think that when it comes to friends, it's better to look at it quality over quantity. I would rather have like 2 great friends than 20 like okay friends. And you probably already heard this, like if you watch these kind of videos, that you are the sum of the people that you spend your time with. Like all the intelligent people know this. You are the sum of the people that you spend your time with. So really consider who are your friends and cut out all the negative people. Really. Cut out all the losers. Don't be friends with losers who don't want the best for you and who pull you down. And you can also ask yourself, do they actually want the best for me? Do they actually care about me? Or do you have just a common drug that you do together? Maybe it's video games, maybe it's drinking together, maybe it's smoking together, maybe you just go to the same class together. If that common drug or that activity is taken away, would you guys still be friends? If you didn't play video games anymore together, would you still be friends? If you took out drinking or partying, would you still be friends with that person? Another great question is that, would you be friends with that person for the rest of your life? If you wouldn't be with that person for the rest of your life, don't be with them today. And another great question, do they call you out on your bullshit? I think that this is actually a very important question to ask about your friends. Do they call you out on your bullshit when you're lacking off, when you're getting back into those bad habits? Or are they just like not saying anything or supporting that you got back into that bad habit, or even wanting you to go back to that bad habit so that they will feel better about themselves? So do they call you out on your bullshit, or do they just pull you down back into the bad habits? So really consider who you spend your time with. Now let's talk about relationships, getting a partner, and intimate relationships. One of the best advice that I can give you is to don't just look for a great partner, but first become one. Become a great partner. Focus on yourself. Fix your own wounds. Deal with your own shit first. And another great advice is to have expectations. Don't just accept blindly any girl that gives you some attention. Like, to be honest, that was me. Like, and probably most of the guys. Like, any girl that showed us some attention, yep, you can come, let's go. But have some expectation. And once you have some kind of expectations that, okay, I want at least this in a woman or in a partner, then ask yourself, would this person want to be in a relationship with me? And if not, what do I still need to improve to become a better person? Now here are some books that I recommend. First, The Way of the Superior Man. Great book, highly recommend. It actually goes like way deeper than just like relationship advice. And another is The 5 Love Languages, which I think is actually quite underrated. Now another tip that I have for social skills, for social connections, is to improve your social skills. Watch some videos, and one of the best books that I can advise you to read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Let me just show you. Like, this book is probably one of the best books on social skills. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Highly recommend reading this book. And another tip that I have is to try and strengthen your relationship with your family. Because you can choose your friends, you can choose your partner, but you can't choose in what family you get into. Like, you can't just leave your family there. You can, but I think that it's better to try. Now let's talk about sunlight and being in nature. Andrew Huberman talked about the importance of getting sunlight, direct sunlight into your eyes and on your skin. And just imagine that today, like, we spend most of our time indoors. How crazy is that? We spend so little time outside. And the problem is that windows block like 95% of the photons coming from the sun. So basically, you don't get the benefits just by looking through a window. You have to look like for like 10 times the amount of time. So what I recommend is to get sunlight directly into your eyes every single day on your skin. It would be the best if you could get sunlight into your eyes in the morning. Now, of course, don't do anything stupid. Don't look directly into the sun, but look like generally like at the direction where the sun is. Just get some sunlight into your eyes and just go outside. Get some sunlight on your skin. Now, of course, it's not that easy to do that in these winter months because the sun is not up yet in the morning. So another thing that could help is just bright lights. Just get some bright lights in the morning. Not as good as the sun, but get some bright lights. And if you don't get in the morning, that's fine. Then get some sunlight in the evening or something like that. The point is to get some sunlight. For example, every single day after eating breakfast, I go and pick up my dog's shit outside. Like, that's the minimum. Like, I get that every single day to get that minimum amount of sunlight for like 5 or 10 minutes. Now the other thing is be in nature. Be around flowers, be around trees. I mean, this is just so important, I think. And I think there is also a therapy, a form of therapy called forest bathing. Like, they just go and have a walk in the forest. I mean, it calms your mind so much and makes you so happy. Like, I don't know what it is about nature that we find so beautiful and so calming. So just find beauty in it and just wander in it and sit there quietly in nature, like looking at the trees, like connecting with nature, grounding yourself there, taking some deep breaths. I think that this is just so important, to be honest. Taking a walk in a forest or looking at the sky, the clouds, looking at a flower and being like taken aback by it, being in like having this sense of wonder towards it, this sense of awe towards nature, and be like a child again. Have this curiosity inside you. Have fun, play a little bit, like go and jump in a puddle and explore, climb a tree for no reason at all. Do what excited you as a kid. Be a kid again. Have this curiosity and look at things with fresh eyes. Don't think that you already know that that's a tree or that's a flower. Explore. Look at things with fresh eyes. Have this curiosity, this exploration, this having fun and just playing. I think that is also a great thing to do. To not take it so seriously. To have this playfulness. Like having this kind of playfulness, I think that is such a powerful thing. To have this playful energy with you. So powerful. So as an actionable step for this video, think of one area that you could improve in. Maybe it's diet, maybe it's sleep, maybe it's social connections. And pick one of the actionable steps that I listed, one of the advices, and just do that. Just pick one thing from this video and just do that. Because if you do that, this video will actually be effective and it will actually help you. Because for me, when I watch these videos and I don't take action, I forget them in like 20 minutes. So do one of the things mentioned. Just pause the video right now and just plan it out for yourself. Okay, maybe I will improve my diet and cut this out. Maybe I will sleep. Maybe I will set my schedule for my sleep. Something. Do one thing from this video. Take action. So I really hope that this video was helpful. If you're interested, if you have any questions, I'm doing free one-on-one calls. You can send me an email and we'll contact each other. We will make a video call and you can ask me anything that you want. So hopefully this video was helpful for you. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your presence. All the love towards you. Have a great day and goodbye.